Good morning. Good morning. This is my morning. This is my. I'm here is my day off, so this is morning for me.
You're one of those types.
Yeah, yeah. So let's call the meeting to order, and we will start with roll call. Ms. Wright.
Councilmember White.
I'm here.
Councilmember Voigt said she would be here a little late. City Manager Gibbs.
Here.
Chair Rader.
Present.
Vice Chair Moran. Member Steve Melman asked for an excused absence today. Member Eben Brown. Member Lawson also asked for an excused absence today. Member Coblin stated he might be late. Okay. Member Rader.
Here.
Member Beneke.
Present.
Member Goldstein.
Present.
Member Brannick.
Here.
Youth Council Member Theo Harris asked for an excusal this afternoon also. And alternate member Cesar Marufo.
Since it's some of our members' first time here, let's go around the room and introduce ourselves. If we could start with Christina.
Hi, everybody. Christina Taylor, Deputy City Manager for the City of Beaumont.
Hi, Vicki Brannick. I am the industry expert for the committee.
Richard Beneke, professional golfer and currently retired. No, I'm actually I am retired. I'm not a professional golfer, but my background is kind of varied, and I've been involved in a lot of economic activities within government, specifically with the city of San Bernardino. When I was chief of staff for the mayor, I handled a lot of activities within the old redevelopment agency concept that no longer exists. But anyway, and then I closed some military bases for the federal government, helped in that arena, and those were major economic concerns of a community, as one can imagine, when a $500 billion operation just kind of goes away over 10, 12 years. But anyway, I enjoy lending my expertise to this committee. It's a great committee. They do great work. It's a lot of fun. As long as you know how to press the buttons at the right time, you're going to be okay. But anyway, that's who I am.
Well, that's good advice. My name's Perry Goldstein. I'm in the microphone business, so I know how to push the buttons. I'm new to the community. I've lived in Beaumont 5 years, and I am the, resident industry expert. I'm not sure what my title is, but just call me Perry.
Yeah, I'm Ron Rader. I guess a member at large. Represent San Gregorio Memorial Hospital District Board of Directors and other things, but proud to be here and to represent our hospital in the community.
I'm Betty Rader. I'm the Executive Director of the Beaumont Chamber of Commerce, and I'm also the current chair of the Economic Development Committee.
First of all, are you new? You're not new. This is your first meeting too?
This is my first meeting this year.
Okay. Before I say what I'm going to say, can you introduce
Absolutely. My name is Cesar Marufo. I'm the alternate ego, I guess. And good morning. I'm a local business owner and resident.
yourself? Okay. My comment was going to be, and I want to make sure I had my numbers correct, is we have 4 new members today? 3 new members, right? That's great. Okay, I'm Lloyd White, Beaumont City Council. And she came in late.
Oh, I'd love to. Jessica Voigt, Beaumont City Council.
I'm Elizabeth Gibbs. I'm the city manager.
No, you guys have all met me. Nicole Wheelwright, Deputy City Clerk.
one nation, under God, indivisible,
Are there any adjustments that anyone would like to make to the agenda? Are there any conflicts of interest to disclose? Been a long time since I've done this. I forget what I'm doing here. Public comment. Is there anyone on the line or here for public comment?
I have no written requests. Rudy, do we have any callers on the line?
I have no callers on the line.
All right, then moving on to action items. We need to approve the minutes from our last meeting.
I move to approve.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Okay, the minutes pass. We need to discuss the reorganization of the committee, even though almost half our year is gone. We need to kind of elect a new chairman and a new vice chairman. I don't remember who our vice chairman was.
Or you can keep it the same. There's that option too.
There's,
I second that motion.
well, the year's almost gone, you know.
It's up to the committee.
It's up to the committee. Are there any?
You know, if there's anyone who would like to step up and do it, then, you know, I would support that, but I'm also very comfortable with moving forward with who we have. But I'm always in favor of new blood, as I pointed out earlier, so.
I'm also in favor of kind of maintaining it. Like I said, we're already 2 or 3 months in. And you like waking up early to do this anyway. So.
Yes, right. My morning meeting.
Okay. And we got a lot of new members too, so it'll be nice to have someone that has some experience running meetings. The new members can see how everything goes, and then, you know, if you'd like to step up next go around, you're all welcome to put your hat in the ring, so.
That's
So-
fine.
So I'll make that an official motion, since.
I'll
Nicole won't do it.
second it.
Do we have a second? Oh, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Vice Chair, who is our current Vice Chair? I'm sorry, I don't know.
Rob Moran from County Riverside.
Okay, so maybe we should pick a new Vice Chair.
Yeah, he's not here. He can keep it. No, I'm
Yes.
kidding. Teasing, I'm
Is it when you're not here, you get put on a committee?
Anybody want to do it?
Do we have any understanding that he's not continuing? Yeah, I'd say we just keep it as is.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that Nicole will know next January or December possibly to put that on the agenda this time. Thank you. Okay, so do we need to vote on Rob Moran staying as Vice Chair? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Updates on projects from city staff.
Thank you.
That's Christina, thank you.
So this afternoon, we have the pleasure of having Mr. Ralph Berry from MSJC join us. And Ralph and the team at MSJC, along with the team here at the city and the County of Riverside, have been working on the, we were calling it the Pass Area Resource Center initially, but I think the collaborative name that's been decided on, at least at this point, is Pass Area Biz Hub. And it is the activity and all the things that are taking place at the California Street building that the city purchased in collaboration with the county. So I asked Ralph if he would join us this afternoon to give us an update on what's happening with our Biz Hub.
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. I noticed there's some friendly faces, some known faces in there. So I thank you, Christina, for the introduction, and I'll try and be as brief as possible. So 4 years ago, I sat down with Kyle, and we were kind of sketching this out. And as Christina mentioned, we basically got a joint venture with the county, the city, and MSJC, which I represent, and I'm also the executive director for the ERIC, which is the Enterprise Resource and Innovation Center, which will be housed in the Pass Biz Hub. I'm also on the chamber committee, Nice to see you, Betty. And I'm also the treasurer for PASS EDA, which is the Economic Development Alliance, which will also have a small office in the hub. So Christina and I have been working in the last probably 4 or 5 weeks since we had our first strategy meeting where we came up with the Biz Hub name. That was kind of our first pass, if you will, no pun intended. And so we're working together to have a shared resource center with different county, city groups, college groups, basically to be in the bottom floor is the way we're looking at it now. We have about 7,500 square feet across 2 stories. And we've got a garage entrance, which a lot of entrepreneurs like. It has a roll-up door. And we have a storage area in the back. If anybody wants a tour, I feel like a realtor. I've been in there several times. I'm getting pretty good at it. But if anybody would like a tour, let me know. And if it's a group, we can definitely do a group so you can get a feel for what we're doing. And we're trying to have the upstairs, we're trying to have that for entrepreneurs. And so next week, I'm having it's not open to the public. It's kind of invite only. If you're interested, let me know. We are having some entrepreneurs just present some ideas really as an exposure event, not really as a pitch competition or say a Shark Tank, but as an exposure event. And a number of those have expressed interest in being in the hub. So again, this is the first time we've done this. It's really to be a shared resource center, an incubator. We want to marry that with the PASS EDA, with the chamber. And Christina and I are looking at also widening out as much as we can. We do see some synergy between other areas. The Coachella Valley has entrepreneurs that want to come into the PASS area. PASS area entrepreneurs want to go into Coachella Valley. I was actually at a meeting today at the Burke in Moreno Valley, kind of just to figure out kind of where they're at, et cetera, et cetera. So with that, I'll try to stop boring you and allow for any questions. And if I've missed anything, Christina, please fill in the gaps for me. Thank you.
May I speak?
Yes.
Thank you. So I'd be interested in seeing the tour next week. One thing that I do is webinars, and since I have dogs, I can't do them at home. So I'm always looking for a place, but it's got to be a very specific place. It's got to have a really quiet area with robust Wi-Fi. So when I do my webinars, I get complete quiet. I don't get dropout. So I don't know if there's any plans to add a very quiet area, private area with 4 walls with good Wi-Fi that people could do webinars there. But I think for entrepreneurs, it's very, very important to have a resource like that.
I think we could accommodate you. Yeah, it's a large building. We have a number of different spaces. Right now, we're trying to figure out the furniture needs. The college has a lot of high-end surplus furniture that we're looking to utilize. And yeah, please, we should set something up so you can see it. We are looking in the back of the first floor. We are looking to create. We have a larger room back there. We're looking to create a contract ed space for our contract ed department. And that is a very quiet, secure area. So that could be a good area for webinars as well. And we do have some larger offices that we're probably going to turn into, I would say, colo spaces, if you will. Again, we're just trying to figure out, what we have in terms of furniture and how to best utilize it in the space.
So what day would that tour be?
Ralph,
I would say send me an email and we'll set something up.
Okay, great, thank you.
for the committee, we'll work through Deputy City Clerk's office to coordinate schedules, and then we can coordinate with Ralph on his schedule for a time that works.
Okay, great, thank you.
Go ahead. You can go ahead and ask your question.
So do you have in mind a particular mix of types of businesses that you want to attract into the Biz Hub?
That's a good question. We are looking for businesses that I would probably say we're going to skew. A lot of the incubators, especially in the western part of the county, tend to skew towards healthcare, tech, sort of high tech, if you will, businesses that have high IP transfer potential. I think we're going to be a little more low to medium tech, honestly. We're looking to create businesses in the area We've got some folks involved in retail. We've got some folks involved in supply chain, one manufacturing possibility, and we're looking to create businesses where, we can employ people in the community quickly, or create maybe some curriculum through our contract ed, which will allow them to get properly trained and get into the business. So at this point, we're not saying that we're not interested in anything, but at the same time, the competition for the space in terms of the different incubators, I see the health tech, sort of the high tech, if you will, kind of in the western part of the county, with UCR and with the TVE2 in Temecula and the MIC in Murrieta. We're probably going to be a little different than that, and that's probably okay to start with. But again, it depends on what the real needs of the community are.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
So Ralph, this is Lloyd White. I just wanted to get an idea from you if in a year or 2 years, whatever it takes to get this underway and get it moving along, the number of occupants you would see in there on a daily basis.
That's not a good question too. It depends on how we break the space out. I think we have, and I apologize, my assistant here is also a dog, and he'll be jumping on me shortly, so I do apologize. I'm in my home office. We probably got between 20 to 25 offices as we stand now, and depending on how we break that up, I mean, the shared resources for the different county and city groups downstairs, I don't foresee them being in there daily, probably more weekly or by appointment. But I do see the upstairs to be quite full with entrepreneurs. So I expect it to be, to be either a regional headquarter for an entrepreneur or their actual headquarter, and they could be in there daily. So it could be 10 to 15, 20 entrepreneurs at any one time, and then depending on, who's coming in from the different city and county offices and college offices as well.
Yeah, that's great to hear. We're focusing on that area of our downtown to start bringing in the kind of vendors that I think would benefit from a business or a building like yours right next door. So it's good to hear. Thank you.
Certainly.
Any other questions? Just to let Ralph know, the chamber does get someone in maybe once or twice a month asking for this very thing, and we usually send them to Yucaipa. That's the closest one I know that has a executive type suites. So I think there is
Send them to me, Betty. Come on.
I will. I will now. Is there anyone else I can send to you?
That's all for now.
Well, thank you very much, Ralph. It was a very nice meeting. It's an exciting project, so we're looking forward to it.
Thank you, Ralph.
Thank you.
Christina, you still have the floor.
Yes, thank you. So just to follow up with that, so we do have the garage area that Ralph was mentioning with the roll-up door. We're anticipating to utilize that as a maker space in some capacity if that's needed as well, which is a really nice feature to have. And MSJC is targeting an August or September open date. So we anticipate having people actually in the building providing the services in the very near future here. So we will continue to keep you updated on that.
Excuse me, when you say maker space, like content maker, might it be a studio area that people could do videos?
So I think they were thinking more of the tactile, like not necessarily content, but product. Although I don't know that would be off the table. Could be some space in there that might work for that.
Be a great idea.
We will set that tour up so you can
Thank
get
you.
through there.
Maybe an option for like the music sector, huh, Lloyd? A studio or sound room or something along those lines?
Yeah, soundproof, especially with YouTube videos being so important to business owners that can do YouTubes about their business. Be great if they had a spot.
Writing those down. All right, next up, I'll follow up with the downtown revitalization plan update, since Councilmember White mentioned that we are focusing on our downtown in that specific area. So The draft downtown revitalization plan will be before the city council on May 21st. That's the next city council meeting. So that will be the first brush at the document itself. There will be some time for review. We anticipate probably about 2 to 3 weeks of review time to digest that and provide feedback prior to having the final document packaged up and ready to go. So I would invite all of the committee here who, I know some of you are new and didn't get to see the full presentation, but a lot of you have been part of it and part of the downtown meetings that provided input into the document. So you're more than welcome to either come in and watch in person at the council meeting or watch via YouTube as we stream it live. But that's very nearing completion now, and we're excited about that. This last night at City Council, we introduced our new economic development consultant. His name is Rob Steele. And he comes with about 40 years of economic development, redevelopment experience in the public sector. And as many of you are aware, we are currently without an economic development manager and staff in that department. So we are glad to have Mr. Steele on board. He's currently diving into all of the documents that this committee has looked at over the years, including the Economic Development Strategic Plan, which we anticipate updating in the near future. He is working on some feedback on our development impact fee study that was just recently presented at council. And he will also be working with staff to get the Grace Street building underway on what our direction should be with that, what the best options are. So I wanted to bring that to the committee's attention since those are things we've talked about over the last year or two here. And then lastly, I need to bring up on the screen, not yet, the Market Night website. All right, IT, can we show the screen? Oh, there we go. All right. So many of you know we have Market Night that we're kicking off June 13th, as you can see on the screen. We held community meetings. We've been meeting with businesses. We've been meeting as staff internally weekly or biweekly to ensure that we are logistically handling everything and getting things set up appropriately. But what I wanted to highlight, and some of you may be on the list and may have received the email that went out yesterday, but we now have a portal set up here for vendors where the vendors can click on the application link and select what days they would like to participate, fill in their information, and it will automatically populate over into our information so that we know what vendors are participating, what days they're going to be there, what our vendor mix is, all of those kind of things. Additionally, last night at council, we awarded a contract for the entertainment component of the summer nights, which will include the bands, the music that will occur weekly from 7 to 9 out as part of the Market Night event. So if you have any interest, all of the information regarding Market Night and vendors and the policies and things like that are online here. Or if you have any people that you communicate with that you think might be interested in participating as a vendor or would just like more information, you can either direct them here to the Beaumont Nights website, or you can send them my way, of course, and any of the community development staff will be happy to help them get the information they need or get signed up to be a vendor to participate in Market Night.
Is there going to be a spot on that website for bands to submit their application with YouTube links so somebody can review that?
So no, right now we have a select set of bands that we're working with through the contract that we have. So staff selected essentially a consultant that handles the entertainment. That's their business. And so they've provided us with an array of what would fit within the budget that we've established and the availability that they have for the different nights that we have. So we have a variety of country night, Latin music night, some other, I can't remember offhand what, I think a Taylor Swift night, some things like that that'll be happening.
She's
So-
coming to Beaumont?
No, it would not be her. They're all cover bands, but,
Oh, darn.
Right.
That rumor's out there.
There's a U2 cover band coming.
yes, and were they the ones that Blizzard Bash? Yeah, they were really good.
They're a
So,
local
yeah.
resident.
So that's something, though, I know we spoke about earlier, and future events, maybe that may
Yeah, if
work.
I can just, my friends know I'm here, so they said, who do I contact to get an audition? So,
So we actually are combining 2 events this year because Stewart Park's going to be under construction, and that's normally where we have our summer concert series. But because we can't access Stewart Park this summer, we're combining it with the Beaumont Nights.
Okay.
But next year, or in the coming years, when we move the summer concerts back to Stewart Park, I envision local artists coming and playing
yeah.
at the Market Night event.
Yeah, market night would be more appropriate than a, big venue for some of these people and, maybe call it a Showcase Beaumont and really showcase the talent we have in our own city.
Yeah, I think what's key here is that we hit it off big at the start.
Exactly.
But I agree with the city manager.
Well, that's why I think bringing Taylor Swift in would be a really good start.
Well, you don't have to tell anyone it's not the real Taylor Swift. But no, I'm excited about this, and like I said, it could hit a home run, hopefully.
Yep.
It will.
I'm curious, excuse me, I'm curious about the 13th. Where are we at in securing participants? How many? What's the mix? Because I'm with Councilman White. I think, the first thing, people are going to be curious, number one, and they're going to come out to see this. And if they like it, they're going to come back. Maybe not the next time, but, they'll tell their friends about it. So it's kind of really important, I think, that we make this as appealing and as inviting and exciting as we can, because I'm excited about it. I'm going to go, but I want it to be exciting when I get there so that I want to come back again.
Yes, we hope the same. We want it to be big and exciting, and we want it to grow every week as far as the people coming in, right? So the residents look forward to it. We've been working with a vendor coordinator preliminarily, and they've done some, I'll call it measurements through the system that they utilize to do space planning and whatnot. The space between 6th and 8th, they anticipate we can have a capacity of about 60 vendors, depending on how big everybody's setups are. And that takes into account the area that the stage would use, plus open space, of course, for all the required safety type things we need to make sure stay in place. So we are currently taking signups, and again, we just pushed out the link on the first big push yesterday, and I think we've probably got about 15 vendors signed up already in about 24
nice.
hours.
Please talk about our vendors meeting that we had.
Oh, yes, sure. So, as Councilmember White just brought up, we had a meeting with vendors last month to provide preliminary information. So we sent out a blast email to all of our downtown businesses that are signed up with us and others as well, not just businesses, but we held an informational meeting downtown to let people know about Market Night, provided some preliminary information, logistics and things like that, and had some question and answer as well, so that people could get an idea of what to expect, either participating as a vendor or as a business who's established in downtown, what they might expect. We are continuing the outreach, so as I just mentioned, we did a big blast yesterday with this email out to everybody. We've seen the vendor signups start to come in. We've held some face-to-face meetings yesterday and today. We're compiling or I should say, putting the finishing touches on the map, and we're going to now be doing some door-to-door business outreach to make sure that everybody is aware of, here's what's happening, here's when it's going to happen, here's what, the street closure might look like, here's, where your business is, here's what we're going to do to, help everybody try and, you know, benefit from having the market night, which includes having businesses that are currently existing able to put out either tables and chairs out in their front or participate by putting a booth out on the street in the market night, things like that to try and encourage participation so that even if you're a brick and mortar on the street there, you can still participate in the market night at whatever level works for that business.
Is there consideration maybe for an introductory package to incent people, since this is the first time, maybe give them a discount or, you know, commit to 4 or 5 nights and, you know, get a discount because, you know, they're putting their business out there and nobody knows how many people are going to show up.
So we are not charging for vendors to participate
Oh,
in market
wow,
night.
that's a
Yeah.
great idea.
So we are asking that they have a city business license.
So we don't need the introductory offer, right?
Right.
Not any better
So,
than free.
right. So we're requiring a business license. We're encouraging the full year business license because monetarily it ends up working out to be a better deal than just buying a per event business license. And then, of course, for food, people preparing food have to have their health compliance. Most of those we're finding already have those along with their certificates of insurance. The market night vendor coordinator is also able to help assist vendors with any and all of that process, whether it's business license, health department, all those things. They provide this service also in Menifee, Canyon Lake, Lake Elsinore. So they're very adept at dealing with cities and putting on these types of events. So, yeah, we try to incentivize it the best we could, and city council said, we don't want to charge the vendors to participate. We want everybody to come and make it big.
That's a great idea.
So that's what we did.
How are we handling the parking? I mean, logistics is going to be kind of key because you're going to probably get older people. You don't want them to walk 3 miles to get to,
Sure.
so I'm just kind of curious how that's.
So we're working with some property owners in the area, Beaumont and 8th, the church down 7th and Euclid, to see if we can utilize their parking areas or if they would allow people to park in those. I know the one property owner has already committed to allowing the city and/or folks to utilize that space. We have some public parking available, so the city lot that's at the end of 7th and Magnolia, right? I don't know what direction that is from here.
Yeah, right over here, kind of.
Over
corner.
there. People will be able to park there. There's also street parking along there, and they'd be able to walk right through 7th, which on the 7th Street side between Beaumont and Magnolia, our Community Services Department is setting up different events each week. So cornhole one night, a car show one night, a kid zone, like that type of things to take up that space. So people who park on that east end will be able to sure, come on in. We'll be able to walk right in. There's street parking along some of the other streets that run east-west there. But we understand parking people might have to walk a smidge to get in.
You know, any thought given to some kind of tram service circling around, picking up people and, you know, developing a route where you would have a tram service kind of running?
We have not, yeah. If we ended up with enough people that would work, where, like, for Cherry Festival, it's a different scale of event, right? You're talking multiple thousands of people. I would love nothing more than to say we got 5,000 people downtown
Yeah.
for market night and needed the tram, but I think we'll have to take a look at if the demand really is there for that.
Can we speak to whether or not the vendors are going to be in the center of the road versus the outside? Do you know if that's been discussed or looked at?
Yeah. So right now, I anticipate that the vendors will be on each side of the road. Several reasons for that. One, because we want to make sure we have enough room for people to walk. And then with the stage there, we understand there are going to be people that will probably congregate to some extent there. We still want to make sure people can navigate around that. We anticipate having some I'll say bar height type tables where people can, you know, stop if they get some food, they can eat, or if they want to stop and break for a minute and listen to music, they can do that and then, you know, keep going. The other reason is really for public safety. So we want to make sure that we have enough road width for God forbid there be an emergency, but for if fire or PD or any combination needs to come through for a reason, that there's ample space for them to navigate amongst the vendors and people that would be in the road.
Great idea.
Is it possible for you to provide the chamber with some type of a flyer? It can even have a link so that we can send it out in our media.
Yes, ma'am.
To reach vendors.
I will email you the link, and then we'll get a graphic, nice one from our PIO that you can use. Yeah.
Thank you, appreciate that. Any other questions about market night? Okay. Right around the corner, exciting. Okay, do you have anything else?
No, ma'am. That concludes my reports this evening.
I got a question for Christina.
You're supposed to say Madam Chair.
Oh, Madam Chair, I'm sorry.
You can have the floor.
When Kyle was here, I would always ask Kyle what the new businesses are coming in the community, and it's always an interest to me and the people at Solera, which I've been there for quite a few years. What businesses are coming in and what businesses that we can look forward to? Do you have a list of that?
So I don't have it in front of me. Do we have a list? I'm looking at planning staff, because usually they know before any of us know
Yeah.
who's coming in. I don't this evening, but what I can do is add that as something that we can provide
Yeah.
at the next meeting, if that's okay with Madam Chair. Yes. Okay.
Yes, is
Thank you.
Boston Pizza still coming?
Yes, so I know Boston's is working on their tenant improvements. We have received, their sign permit, so that then should become very visible then here in the near future. I know we have a Home Goods that's looking to come in. We've received some sign stuff from them. Okay. Do you want to? We'll have the assistant planners come up and update
Appreciate that.
instead of the back and forth here. It's probably easier.
Ron, are you looking for some type of like quarterly report or something along those lines of what's coming in?
Interested in what we have to look forward to, where economic development and what this community is growing.
That one there.
What this community is growing and what we can look forward to and tell our friends and neighbors about. I don't know if it's published on the website, these new businesses coming in, but I think it's part of the growth of the city. And if somebody asks, what are you doing to enhance the community and draw these vendors in? I could be able to say, here's what's coming. And some of that stuff is really exciting.
Yeah. Currently, we don't have anything like that, but that's something we can definitely look into having.
Yeah, right now, typically what we see as planning staff puts together a current projects list, which is sort of the big projects that are coming through for entitlement. We see tons of business licenses almost daily that come in for them to sign off on or to double check. We also see lots of applications that come in that don't necessarily go through the high-level planning review where it's logged. But I think from a business license or a future business standpoint, that's a list that we can pull together probably monthly and have that provided to this committee.
Possibly, to Ron's point, maybe a coming attractions page on the website so people know what businesses are opening, when they're opening, because they'd be interested in the business owners. For sure would love the free publicity. So that may be a way to achieve that and, write that to the internet SEOs.
Sure.
So it all gets picked up.
Yeah, we actually have something, so for some of you who are newer, the Economic Development Department has a new website that I think it kicked off maybe at the beginning of the year. Anyway, one of the things that we're working on was Business Spotlight. And so we were looking to obviously not just highlight new businesses that are coming in, but existing businesses also that have been in the community so that, people may not know about them yet, but they've been here and it's something that, that would be a benefit for the residents to know. So that's something that's still in the works as well. But as far as new businesses and businesses that are coming, that's something that we can pull together.
Yeah, and I think it's important for a number of reasons. Get their name out there, as Perry mentioned, free advertising, and also help the Chamber of Commerce get new members and promote those new members. And we see with the growth of the chamber how important that is. So I think that's, in many levels, it would work. So thanks for your
Agreed.
your
Thank
patience.
you.
Also, to piggyback on that, I got stuck. They put a new stop sign up just over the Oak Valley Bridge there because they're moving some dirt. You know, it'd kind of be nice to know why the dirt is being moved. Like if there's a sign up there that says coming soon, something, 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 or something like that. I think it would appease a lot of the people's anger as they have to stop and wait in that long line as these trucks move a lot of dirt. And you're sitting there wondering, what's going on here with all this dirt moving? I don't know if that's a possibility or not, but it would be helpful, I think, if there's something. I think there is something coming. I read something 6 months ago about that corner over there or something being developed for a gas station or something.
There is
Anyway.
there is a project that's coming over there. There's also a road part of a road realignment that's taking place. I know the city manager just stepped out, but we are keenly aware of the frustration in the last 24 hours that has occurred as a result of that stop sign going up. So I will pass along your comments to her as well and see if there's something else we can push out. I think the stop sign is temporary and it's anticipated to be there for about 30 days while some of that is taking place, but I will.
Well, it's a good opportunity when people are stopped, they can see advertising about what's going on here.
Right.
At least they'll know what's going on.
Right. I will let the city manager know and maybe chat with the PIO and see if there's anything additional we can put out that might help folks understand why that stop sign's there.
Yeah, I
Chair,
know.
may I make a comment, please? Yeah, okay, okay. A lot of the issues that we have with setting signs up and telling you who's coming is, a lot of times we don't know, and once it gets out there that we think so-and-so's coming and it doesn't happen, those are things. But I think what we gotta try and do is, we can address this separately, but I think we need to get back to the agenda and what we're doing on economic development. I think we strayed a little bit forward. That's just my opinion. I don't know, Chair.
That's fine, thank you. Okay,
I had a question for Christina before she departs, Madam Chair. I just wanted to know how our highway signs, like the one in Ukaipa, are doing. I see that, and I wonder, any feedback on how that's working out and how that's doing for us as a community?
So yes, I think the PIO and I both have heard, and I'm sure other people have heard, we get a lot of feedback. Oh, I've seen that. I saw the billboard. It looks great. I've received a number of calls in economic development asking about the business incentive program. So I've been able to share out the information, send them the links to the website, talk with them on the phone about, the things that we have going on here in town. And it's been really good. So I think, I don't have an exact number on the views, but I know that I've personally received calls, and I know that several staff have had communication from people who have seen it. I know that we're getting ready to rotate in the market night advertisement on that billboard as well. And that would help both with vendors and with hopefully people coming into town. And then I believe the mayor is going to be doing a little spiel with the PIO, and that is actually going to run at the movie theater. And so we'll be advertising a spot there throughout the summer that will run. So we're putting everything out there and trying to diversify the advertisement and see what sticks and collect the data, and then we can, see where our dollars are best spent for what we need, and then we can keep retooling.
Thank you.
right, yeah, I saw the ad, I really liked it. It was simple, easy to respond to. It was very well
Was
done.
it easy to read when you?
It was,
Okay,
it
good.
was. I mean, if you were interested, if you had a business, a restaurant or a business, it was easy to read and easy to know where you were going to go with it. So it was excellent. I got really excited too. So I have one question, and that is with Rob Still. Is Kyle's position going to be replaced, or is that just
So the position was flown. It actually just closed. So we're currently reviewing applications, and we'll be moving through that process.
Thank you very much. Do we have any other questions? So we can do reports from our staff. Christine, do you have anything else to report?
No, ma'am, not at this time.
Okay, and get your name. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Vicki, do you have anything to report?
Not at this time.
Okay, well, welcome. We're glad to have you. Mr. Benege?
Well, just real briefly, we had a very successful Iowa Epson golf tournament this past week. And it's going to be one more year. They're in negotiations for possibly extending it another 3 years, so we're keeping our fingers crossed. Everyone had a great time. We had a lot of volunteers, a lot of host families, hosted players in their homes. And it was just a fun time had for all. And you're talking about advertising and stuff. We got a lot of volunteers, and a lot of them were new, and I asked them, well, how'd you find out about this? And they said, well, I read something in our HOA newsletter. So, you know, these little tidbits of newsletters and stuff that are out there apparently are effective, and people do read them. And that was helpful for us, because we encourage people to get involved, the community to get involved, to watch the tournament, to volunteer, and it's just a great time. It's a great activity for the community. 24 countries were represented at that tournament, 24 countries. That means there's, you know, all these young professional aspirants know where Beaumont, California is. I mean, that's good. And you never know where that information finds itself in the business world, okay?
Mr. Goldstein?
No report.
You have Mr. Rader?
Yeah, a couple things for the hospital. I think we're looking at maybe June 1st for the stroke center to open. Close to that, what happens is we go through the state for their survey, and then EMS, we have to pass a survey from them to be able to open our stroke center. So we're getting really close to that. Before the last meeting we had, I mentioned that we received $5.1 million from the Morongo Band of Mission Indians for to upgrade our women's center and family services. And we appreciate that. So in the past 2 years, we've gotten close to $11 million from the Morongo Band of Mission Indians. And they're a good partner in our area. So anyway, we thank them, and that's my report.
Thank you. Ms. Floyd?
I just have one request. Maybe we can tail off of that and request that the Beaumont Nights go to the HOAs. That houses a large majority of our families, and would be a perfect time to get out some information to them. Otherwise, nothing to report.
Thank you. Mr. White?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Mr. Copeland?
I apologize for being late. Too much traffic, but no, nothing to report.
Mr. Marufo?
Nothing at this time.
Welcome to our committee.
Thank you.
As the chamber representative, Good Morning Beaumont is sold out for Friday. It's incredible. Some other things are happening there. August 14th is State of the District. That will be at the Morongo Ballroom. And September 19th is State of the City, and that will be at Tuckwit. So we're looking forward to that. Thank you. Any topics for future agendas that anyone wants to put on?
I'll take direction from the committee.
We'll just add the new projects coming into the agenda in the future, and that's always good for us to hear.
May I propose?
Yes.
Is this the right time to propose an idea?
Okay.
So when I, presented, and one of the reasons I decided to step up being the board is I think that an ethnic Asian food market would do really well up here. Being that my wife's Japanese, she has to drive to Orange County to buy all the good stuff, right? And all of our Asian friends sent me here and said, don't come home without a 99 Ranch Market. But let me tell you why I think it's important to work on that right now. The two closest Asian markets are in Corona and Rancho Cucamonga. Their demographics are, though we're light on the Asian population, they're 44% Asian, they're still 24% Hispanic and 25% Caucasian. I would imagine within about 5 years, either Redlands or Moreno Valley might be a logical location to have one, being that the Coachella Valley is pretty much built out and they haven't opened one down there, means that they probably won't. If we were able to land one, we could be a destination all the way from Riverside and Moreno Valley into the Coachella Valley. And that probably would be the only one then in the Pass area. It brings, they have food items. I mean, it's as big as, if you've never been to 99 Ranch, they're as big as any Albertsons. But it's not just 99 Ranch. If we don't get them, you got Mitsuwa, which is Japanese, Tokyo Central, which is Japanese, and H Mart, which is Korea. And I think if we had an ethnic food mart up here, I think that it would be a huge draw.
Thank you. Alan, you need to talk to 99 Ranch. Okay, with that, we'll adjourn. Thank you very much. Oh, yes?
Yeah, I wanted to add a future agenda item also. I would like to start looking at a campaign to keep the golf tournament here. In other words, we need to work on how we market it, how much I would like to look at how much we can partner with Morongo and with the golf tour. And then if we can help campaign for additional years, I think that would go a long ways, especially if we have some kind of plan on how to campaign that. And then if you know any market owners, have them contact me, okay? Okay.
Yeah, okay, these are major corporations.
Understood. I'm just saying, see, the problem with this is we can't just wish who we want here.
No, I
If we did,
understand.
we'd have a hat, we'd have a Costco, we'd have all the places I like to go. But-
Yeah, no, I
But the way
understand.
what we need is we need the owners, the entrepreneur to want to come here. And that's where we as a council can reach out and say, listen, we got all these deals. We can represent you well. But it's easier, like I said, if you know anyone,
Yeah, I would wonder if the new consultant might be somebody that would contact someone like that and say, have
I
you
think I
thought
would be a
about-"
better contact for you.
Pardon me? The
For
consultant?
me, I think I'd be a better contact for
Oh.
a business wanting to come into our city,
Okay,
okay? So
Yeah.
again, just, even if you don't know them,
yeah,
if you just go up to the owner and you say, hey, there's this crazy council member in Beaumont.
yeah.
And you can put us in touch, okay?
Okay, great,
'Cause
thank you.
I'm all in favor of getting whatever we can here.
I agree, I understand.
you.
Thank you.
Ms. Chair, could I just help with facilitating this portion? Typically in council meeting, when we do future agenda items, it's a consensus that we come to make
Oh,
sure
okay.
that we're directing staff.
You're right.
So
You're
could we,
absolutely right.
could we go through and just make sure we have a consensus that these are
Absolutely.
actual items that we want before we, have staff work on things that maybe the whole group isn't?
I'm not in charge here, it's the chair.
You guys voted me in. You think I know what I'm doing. Okay, there were two,
I have, if you want me, I can read it.
Yes,
So,
please.
We had the list of new projects, which sounded like a consensus, but I just want to be sure.
would those in favor of making that a future agenda item, please say yes?
Yes.
Anyone opposed? Okay, we would like that on the agenda.
And then we had the request of looking into an ethnic food market.
Okay, Mr. Goldstein's going to head that up. He said he would.
And if I may
I would be
chime in
happy.
on this, we are constantly looking at retailers of all kind, including grocery.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is add that component in with
Yeah.
the rest of the ones that we talk to on a regular basis. So not just your typical Ralph's, Staters, Albertsons, but we talk to like the Vallartas and the
Yeah.
other ones. So
Yeah, exactly.
and as we get ready to go to ICSC in about a week and a half here, there will be retailers like that present there as well, and we're able to share our information with them and connect them with the council members that will be attending and work that way. So if that helps with the direction.
Yeah.
So
I'm,
it's-
I'm new at this. I have no idea how to get this done.
So-
All I know is I can't go home without one.
Okay, making that an agenda item is probably not necessary, but it could be something that you could bring to the table on a monthly basis to find out if there's been any activity.
Sure, we can provide that under staff updates as we have activity occur on those. And the report that you guys will receive at the committee in June will be a report out from ICSC and the activities that took place there and the retailers of all variety that we were able to meet with. And if there's anything reportable out of that, we'll include that.
That's probably more appropriate. So. And so that won't go on the agenda, but what was the other item you had?
Last one was a campaign to keep the IOA tour at Morongo.
I'm fine with that. Are there any comments? Anyone?
I think the city manager has been fairly engaged with that whole process for a number of years. So I'm happy to take the direction back with her, and we'll work through the city manager's office and with council in this committee on what that would look like.
Is that okay?
That's perfect.
Okay. So that doesn't really have to be an agenda item. You'll bring it back to us.
And in regard to that, any information I get in terms of the negotiations going on, if I think it's not what I think, but if I'll pass it on to appropriate people, and they can determine how they want to get involved, okay?
Was there a concern that it was leaving or just?
Well, no, it's just up for renewal.
Oh,
It
okay.
comes up.
Every year or every?
No, they like
Few
do.
years.
Oh, okay.
So, Chairman, just add a
Yes.
comment to what you said,
Yes.
and that is, I still think we should vote on it,
Okay.
just like we did the others, so that we set a precedent that this is going to be a future agenda item.
All those in favor?
Okay, so all those in favor of having the IOA golf tournament as an agenda item, please respond with yes.
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 Anyone opposed? That carries for the agenda item. Thank you. Okay, anything else? Oh, thanks a lot for voting me back in. I really appreciate it. Adjourned.
You know, it is too late now.
I do get to hit the gavel once.
And say, call me Madam Chair.
Yes, he thought he was going to get off of it tonight, but now it's going to continue.